Welcome to Wiki
Hello,
Africa
everyone.
Hour, where Africa's
Welcome
Wikimedians
to another
talk to,
interesting
learn from, and
episode
discuss
of
with
Wiki
each
Africa.
other topics they choose. Each session is curated by African Wikimedians to expand Africa's open movement. Today's host is Ceslas Obanyaya.
Of Wiki Africa Hour. This episode is titled The Lowdown on Commons. As you know, Wiki in Africa activated the Wiki Africa Hour to share current updates and highlights of Africa Wikimedian activities. I interact with guests if there is any and take questions from community members, and also to promote synergy within the Wiki community by discussing topics, projects, constraints, collaborations, and opportunities. I remain your host, Ceslas Obunaya. In this episode, we'll be discussing the role photography plays within a Wikimedia context. Like you know, Wiki in Africa just rounded off the Wiki Loves Africa for 2021 edition with the theme Health plus Awareness, Health and Awareness. But that's not the only Wiki project that actually profiles and supports photographers and photography. This is why we have asked the following special guest speakers to join us. Today we have
I apologize, everyone. Ceslar seems to have an issue with his connection. Please, will you give us a few seconds in order to make this happen and to bring him back? Apologies. Here we come.
the transmission. Like I was saying, I remain your host, Cesar Sobonaya, and in this episode, we'll be discussing the role photography plays within the Wikimedia context. Wiki in Africa has just rounded up the Wiki Loves Africa 2021 edition with the theme Health and Awareness. But that's not the only Wiki project that profiles, supports, and promotes photographers and photography. And for today, this is why we've asked the following special guest speakers to join us. We have Sadiq Shahadu from the Wiki Loves Earth Ghana. He's the project coordinator. We have Isaac Olatunde, the project manager and coordinator from Wikipedia Pages Wanting Photos. We have Minette Lanti from Jardins, Cameroon. And we have Anas Adam, co-founder of Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group. Please make welcome as we engage them. First, we'll go with Sadiq Shahadu, the project coordinator for Wiki Loves Earth Ghana. Welcome, Sadiq. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Sadiq Shahadu from Ghana. I am the country coordinator for Wiki Loves Earth and also a regional ambassador for indigenous communities at Art and Feminism. I am also a co-founder of the Dagman Comedians User Group, and I've been a long-time contributor. Since 2016, I've been following a lot of Wiki Loves projects like Wiki Loves Monument, Wiki Loves Africa, and Wiki Loves Earth. This year, we hosted Wiki Loves Folklore as part of our ways to contribute folklore-related content to Wikimedia Commons. So in this session, I will be talking more about the Wiki Loves Earth and how I am coordinating the program in Northern Ghana. Wiki Loves Earth is an international photo contest or competition that is organized by affiliate user groups and Wikimedia volunteers all around the world. And the purpose of this contest is to contribute images to Wikimedia Commons and also Wikipedia. So many people from all over the world have joined, like Ghana. I think this is the second time we are also participating, and it has become one of the biggest photo contests in the world, and many people through the Wiki Loves Earth initiative. And I'm really excited about the initiative and so excited to see more photos coming from Northern Ghana.
Okay. You said this is the second time
we delve
in Ghana,
on,
right?
I will be talking more about our schedule, how we plan to embark on this project in Northern Ghana. Hello?
Okay, thank you, Sadiq.
I don't know if you can hear me.
You've given us
Can you hear
a glimpse. Yes, we can hear you. You've given us a glimpse of what the Wiki Loves Earth project is about. You are the project coordinator, right? So what can you say about your feeling? Like, what does it feel like
Hello, can you
doing
hear
the
me?
Wiki Loves Earth project? Yes, we can hear you. What does it feel like doing the Wiki Loves Earth
we are
project
hosting
in Africa and
Wiki
Ghana
Loves Earth
precisely?
in Ghana, mostly in the northern part where I'm currently based. Okay, great.
I think Sadiq's network is a bit shaky, but I believe we all heard how he described the Wiki Loves Earth and what they are currently doing with the project in Ghana. While we wait for him to get back, let's make welcome Isaac Olatunde from Wikipedia pages wanting photos. Isaac, you're welcome. So, Isaac, the first question we'll have for you is what idea gave birth to the WPWP?
Thank you very much, Texlos, for that question. We saw a very huge gap, and we needed to fix it. And we're actually looking for a more strategic and interesting approach to actually bridge that gap. And that was what actually, birthed the WPWP campaign. But basically, we're motivated by the idea that year in, year out, through community efforts, using the various campaigns and context, we contribute thousands of photos on Wikimedia Commons. But there are little or no efforts to ensure the usage of this content, and that really gives me that's really very concerning for me. And a couple of times we've had discussions around usage of photos and all of that. But since these contents are very huge, and I speak to you, there are over 60 million media files on Wikimedia Commons. Yeah, of course, some had been used out of that, but basically we needed to find a way to ensure that we aggressively push for the usage of this content. And because media file is very important to the work we do, and if you look at it critically, almost all good articles on Wikipedia, we need at least one photo. So we needed to find a way to bridge that gap. And also we want to bridge the communication gap between Wikimedia Commons and Wikipedia, because a lot of people don't really know that the Commons is a separate project that hosts media files that they can use on Wikipedia articles. I hang around, on Commons, and I see a lot of questions around usage of media files. How can I use photos on an article I've written? All of that. I answer a couple of that, but again, I'm looking for a way we can actually, bridge that content gap and also be able to engage these new editors that come around to ask these questions. And that was our intrinsic motivation, and that birthed that campaign. But so far so good. We're doing well, pretty good, in the international team.
That's nice. It's I must confess a very welcome initiative to find how to put the content to good use. And then secondly, I have heard some people ask, maybe I don't know, maybe as a result of the name of the campaign, Wikipedia pages wanting photos. So we would like to know what wiki projects are really touched by the Wikipedia pages wanting photos campaign.
Yes, media files generally is very important to the work we do in the Wikimedia movement. Virtually everything we do needs a photo for illustrations across multiple projects. For example, across multiple languages, needs at least one photo in every articles, at least to make it more, interesting and sensible to readers. So generally, the campaign touches all language versions of Wikipedia and other non-encyclopedic projects as well, like Wikiversity, Wikinews, all requires media files. So it touches all Wikimedia projects. So it connects to every campaign, every context around photography, to everything we do within the Wikimedia movement. Access loss. Are you there?
Okay. Thank you for that explanation, because I know I saw someone in the Wiki general chat Telegram group asking that question, but I think Florence. Oh yeah, Sadiq, welcome back. We would get back to you shortly. Isaac, there's a final question for you here. In terms of participation, what should the WPWP 2021 campaign participants have in mind?
Thank you. The first thing they need to have in mind is that the campaign starts in July and run through August. It starts on the 1st of July and ends on the 31st
Hello,
of
Isaac.
August.
Did you get the last question?
Yes, I am responding. I don't know if you can hear me.
Okay.
Okay, sex loss. In case you can hear me, I'm saying that they need to, understand that
yes,
the campaign.
I can hear you now. Okay, great. Thank you for giving us the timeline. Thank you for addressing the various questions. Now that we have Sadiq. Okay. Thank you so much, Isaac. Let's get back to Sadiq, as there was a break in transmission while he was still speaking. So, Sadiq,
Okay.
the second question I had for you, since you had already addressed the integrity of what the Wiki Loves Earth project is about, you are the project.
I think we lost him. All right.
Yes, I'm really sorry. We seem to be having transmission issues with Ceslas's feed. I wonder if maybe, I think he's coming back now. Give me a second. Here he comes again.
There was a little break in transmission. Sadiq, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I was going to ask, yes, I can hear you. As the project coordinator, what does it feel like doing the Wiki Loves Earth project in Africa and in Ghana precisely?
Yeah, I'm really excited about Wiki Loves Earth, especially this particular edition, because we are doing it for the first time in northern Ghana. I think the last one we had was in Accra, and I'm really excited that we are doing it in the northern part of Ghana, where we have a lot of wildlife conservations, and we also have a lot of scenic sites and reservations, landscapes, natural heritage that we can capture onto Wikimedia Commons. So I'm truly excited. We are scheduled to start our first photo walk tomorrow at the Muli National Park, and I look forward to meeting a lot of experienced photographers, those who have participated in some of our programs like Wiki Loves Folklore. So I'm truly excited about this particular edition.
Okay. And for the rest of the African participants, because from what we've discovered, there are about 4 or 5 other African countries that are organizing it with Ghana inclusive. I mean, what is the general statement you can give out to the African participants who wish to be part of this Wiki Loves Earth for this year?
Yeah, I really encourage all experienced and inexperienced photographers, volunteers around the continent, I encourage all of them to join hands because this is really important for us as we have a lot of sites or images that we can contribute to Wikimedia Commons. Whether you have existing photography experience or you are totally new to photography, you can join any of your local photo work, visit all the exciting natural heritage sites to contribute to Wikimedia Commons. And as we may all be aware, there's a lack of like we don't have a lot of content from Africa. So I feel this is an opportunity for us to also contribute into the Wikimedia Commons so that everybody from anywhere in the world can use them without any copyright restrictions, as all the images are licenses under Creative Commons licenses.
Okay, thank you so much, Sadiq. We are very pleased to know that participants have gotten this direct information from yourself and Isaac. Now, participants at least they know what opportunities exist for photographers aside the Wiki Loves Africa. Now they know there is also the Wiki Loves Earth, and now they know how they can make sure the images are useful through a project like the WPWP Wikipedia pages wanting photos. Now let's move on to the kind of training actually that are available for photographers. Wiki doesn't just expect you to go about taking photographs and just maybe telling you where and how they are being used. They also have a window for trainings for photographers. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Minette from Jardins.
Hello, Celeste.
Minette, you're welcome once again. I think I can speak on behalf of our participants that a lot of African Wikimedians probably don't know what the Jardins initiative is about. How do you explain what Jardins is all about to them in your own words? Hello.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. The No Jardin initiative is a project. I would say a photography project that was initiated by.
Minette, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, Ceslaus. Yes, as I was saying, it's a project that was initiated by a Swiss organization called White Internet, and the objective of the training is to train professional and non-professional photographers in Cameroon on what is the free culture all about, how to how to take good pictures. So there was also a master class in photography in order to train the participant on how to take quality pictures and improve their skills in photography. And the third part of the project will be a photo exhibition that will take place that's in October. That's planned for October. So that's like a summary of what the No Jardin project is all about. So it's really about training the people who contribute to Commons on how to get the skill to do better contributions. So that's a summary of the No Jardin initiative. Hello, Ceslaus.
Okay, thank you for the brief description about Jardins. In your own words, how can you describe your experience being part of the initiative so far?
Oh, so far it has been a very great experience. For me as a trainer and the program itself, because we've had webinars as well as like in real life meetings, seminars. So we've had so far three webinars, I would say three trainings, physical trainings, and then there's still one remaining. The first one was about what is the free culture, how the second one was about copyright, like what is when we talk about the free licenses, everything about Creative Commons. And the third workshop we had was it was actually a masterclass in photography where we had two professional photographers from Cameroon who came in and trained our participants in how to take pictures. I mean, how to do quality pictures, whether you have a digital camera or a phone. So it was really interesting having that perspective because for the previous editions, I mean, for the as Wikipedians, we've always had but we always had workshops on how to contribute to commons, but we've never had a program like or an initiative like No Jardin, where the participants to the project are actually trained to contribute to take part in the project. And the project we were taking part in this year was Wiki Loves Africa. We had about 20 of our participants who took part in the Wiki Loves Africa contest, and over the 800 pictures that were contributed from Cameroon, I think 533 of them came from the No Jardin participants, and the pictures are available on the. I mean, that we are still waiting for the results, so they're available in the main in the competition I would say in the competition folder, so people can go and see them. So I was really amazed. I mean, with the quality of picture we were able to take after the masterclass in photography. We had very good contributions this year, and we are hoping that one of our participants will bring back one of the international prizes of the Wiki Loves Africa competition in Cameroon. So in addition, as I was saying, in addition to the training, we also had like photo walk. I would say photo walk where we had the first one where we went into like it was a space for sports and well-being where we could take a few pictures of people actually practicing sports and other activities that were related to well-being. And we had a second photo walk where we went into a hospital, and then we were able to take a lot of great pictures of how the modern medicine, how medicine is being practiced in Cameroon, and it was really overall a very great experience for me as a trainer, and I believe for all the participants who took part in the project.
Hmm. That's quite an insight. It's actually good to know there exists up to that length of training for photographers. And then, is there a chance? I mean, since as a trainer that you are, is there a chance you would duplicate the Nojadan initiative across the wiki community if the opportunity provides itself?
Yes, yes. I think we will be working on it as the Wikimedians of Cameroon user group. I think was we had a very good the outcome of the project. I think it was a very good one. As for the Noja, then I don't know if there will be a second edition since the Wikimedians of Cameroon user group was not actually the organization initiating the project. But I think having a training like a photo training or a masterclass in photography, along with photography project, is really like it's really a concept that I think it will be a good. It will be a very good if we, as the user group, or even from other user group from other African countries, could actually replicate when people sometimes when they see photo contests, they always think, oh no, I can't participate because I'm not a professional photographer, or I have just a mobile phone, or I don't know how to take good pictures. But if we can add up to the workshops that we are having to promote, we are usually organizing to promote the competitions like Wiki Loves Africa or Wiki Loves Earth. If we can add on to that, like a training where we invite professional photographers to come and train our participants, well, whether they have a professional camera or just their mobile phone, to actually improve their skill to be able to take better photographs, better images. I think we can really improve the quality as well as the quantity of the images you are able to contribute in the various competitions that are being organized within the Wikimedia Commons framework.
Okay, thank you. That will really be beneficial to at least the African Wikimedians, sure. And then, what impact can you say the Jardin had in this year's Wiki Loves Africa? You know, the Wiki Loves Africa 2021 edition. I mean, you mentioned the number of photos that were contributed. I mean, beyond that, in terms of numbers, I mean, what can you say about the impact it actually made in the Wiki Loves Africa 2021 edition?
Oh, as I said, the impact was it was clearly about the quality as well as the quantity. So as I said, more than we had about two-thirds of the pictures that participated in Cameroon this year were coming from the participants of No Jardin, and we having people really feel like also the other thing is that No Jardin was not only dedicated so we had photographers, we actually had a few professional photographers within the participants, as well as bloggers, journalists, and other people from other people from, I mean, the civil society in Cameroon. So we had quality, or we also had quantity. And the other thing that's maybe the major impact of maybe what the No Jardin has really bring to the this year's participation to Wiki Loves Africa is actually the knowledge, because prior to the masterclass in photography, we actually had we had four trainings actually, so two webinars and two I mean physical meetings where we actually met with the participant and trained them. It was about the free culture, because when we I realized that when we usually do promotion, when we organize events to promote the Wiki Loves Africa or Wiki Loves Earth event in Cameroon, we don't have a lot of time to tell people what it's all about. When we tell you that, okay, your pictures will be shared under free license, people don't understand. So we actually had two webinars and two sessions. So that's a total of four, where we were only explaining to a participant what is copyright all about, when you can use it. So that's really, I mean, the impact. It was not only people contributing, but actually people contributing and knowing what their contribution is, their contribution is for, and what is actually, I mean, what is copyright and everything that is around contributing to Wiki Commons. So they were not just contributing for the prize, as in the previous years. We were just, okay, putting the prize in front and saying, people, okay, this is it, this is what free license is about, and this is the prize that are to win. But for this edition, with the Noja, the people were really participating because they understood what free culture is about, what is sharing the knowledge, sharing their photography, what's the impact that their contribution can have for people all around the world. So that's really, for me, the impact I feel of having such an initiative that's not only about the competition, but also totally about training people, telling them about the free culture before having them contributing in a commons, in the context organized within Wikimedia Commons. Mhm.
Okay. Thank you so much for describing the impact. I mean, that's actually massive. Thank you so much, Minette. You've been
Okay,
quite
thank you so much.
informative
Thank you too,
in
Ceslavs.
this session.
Okay.
So, like we probably know or we don't, there is a global commons photographers user group, and while trying to get in touch with them, we came in contact with a member of the Nigeria Commons Photographers User Group, who is also part of the Global Commons Photographers User Group. Like you already know, the opportunities that exist for photographers, what the photographs and contents are being used for, and the various trainings like Nojada available for photographers. There is also a community that exists in media for photographers. Let's make welcome Anas Adam as he handles the session that answers about the photographers user group. Anas, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Ceslas Ogbonaya, for giving me the privilege to speak as a guest speaker for this Wiki Africa podcast hour. Thank you very much. It is indeed an honor to say I am the co-founder of the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group. Even though the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group have not yet been approved by the AFCOM, that is the affiliation committee that they usually use to approve user groups. But currently we are working on it. We are even on the last step to make sure that we even meet all the 8 criterion for creation of a user group. So we are just waiting for a review from the affiliation committee. Thank you.
Okay. In general, can you give us an idea? What is the purpose of the photographers user group?
Thank you very much for this question. Let me start by saying I have been a member of the Commons Photographers User Group for the International User Group for a while. So I just, for example, the Commons Photographers User Group is it is an international user group that bring together volunteers and editors from Wikimedia Commons all together around the world to make a contribution to Wikimedia Commons. So I just have that particular idea in mind that maybe we can be able to create a particular user group that will bring together users from Nigeria in such a way that they can be able to make contribution to Nigeria related files into Wikimedia Commons. So the main purpose of the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group is to engage new editors, that is volunteers across Nigeria, because from what I know, is majority of the editors and volunteers that are currently in the Wikimedia project, they usually used to make contribution to Wikipedia and Wikidata. So part of the purpose of this user group is to engage new members, new volunteers, new photographers across Nigeria in such a way that they can be able to make contribution to Wikimedia Commons. For instance, from what I know from an experience, I know that there are so many photographers in Nigeria that they usually used to snap pictures, professional photographers. But in the current situation like this, they are not registered users in Wikimedia projects, more especially in Wikimedia Commons. So by creating this Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group, we can be able to engage those professional photographers to also make their own contribution to Wikimedia Commons. So that is one of the purpose of the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group. And another purpose of this Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group is that we want a situation whereby we can be able to guide volunteers. For instance, if we have editors from Nigeria that are interested in becoming members in the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group, then we just have a purpose that we just make a plan in such a way that we can be able to guide those editors on how they can be able to make a contribution of their own files, that is pictures, audio, videos, PDF, and other related files to Wikimedia Commons. Because from my perspective and my experience with Wikimedia projects, I know that to make a contribution in Wikimedia projects, you need to have an experience of how to make an edit in the Wikimedia project. So it is part of our own purpose to make sure that we guide volunteers on how to make a contribution to Wikimedia Commons. And another purpose of this user group is that we want a situation whereby the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group will support volunteers, that is the members that are interested in becoming members in the Nigerian Commons Photographers User Group, to support them. since the user group is processing now to become an affiliate to Wikimedia Foundation, so we have it in mind that we are planning to make sure that every member of the Nigerian Commons Photographers user group can be supported by the Nigerian Commons Photographers user group for a qualitative contribution and a quantity contribution to Wikimedia Commons. So that is what I can say about the purpose of the Nigerian Commons Photographers user group. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for answering details. That's actually helpful. So can you tell us more about the user group's current activities?
Thank you. As I made mention earlier that currently we have not yet been approved by the affiliation committee. But by the grace of God, by the end of this year, by this 2021, we are hoping that we'll get approved by the AFCOM. So currently we don't have any current activities that is ongoing, even though there is a project that I am handling myself. That is a photo work that will take place in the 5 states of Hausa land that will bring together photographers and volunteers that have interests in becoming members. Because even currently we only have 10 members in the Nigerian Commons Photographers user group as a criterion to be approved. So when I'm handling that particular project, I think it is just the activities that I will engage experienced professional photographers and the current members that we have. But currently we don't have any project on ground that's under Nigerian Commons Photographers user group. Thank you.
Okay, I mean, while you are still sitting pretty, waiting for approval, we in Wiki in Africa, we actually need help. If you guys in the user group can come in to help with the initial review for the Wiki Loves Africa. I mean, we've been sharing form to get people to register, and now that you've mentioned that people don't really have a current activity, to be nice if we could get help from you people. Is that possible?
Yeah, that is possible.
Okay.
From what I am even, I just wanted to engage all the members of the Nigerian Commons Photographers user group to take part in the Wiki Loves Africa, Wikipedia pages wanting photos, Wiki Loves folklore, and whatsoever. That is also one of our own purpose.
Okay. That's really heartwarming to know. Thank you so much, Anas Adam. It's been fun listening
Thank
to
you very much,
give these details. And then we know that the participants who have tuned in are itching to ask maybe 1 or 2 questions. And in that manner, let's see if we can take questions directed towards any of our guest speakers.
I am jumping in. We need our friend Isaac to finish answering his last question from previously.
Okay.
Yes, Isaac. So can you repeat again the question you wanted to answer and then answer in steps?
Okay, I think I remember the question. That's the third one. What should the WPWP 2021 campaign participants have in mind?
Thank you very much for that, for repeating the question again. So I was unable to effectively respond in the last time. So basically, the participant needs to understand that the quality is a priority and not quantity, and that's very important to the campaign. And they should also understand that they need to stick only to the language they speak. I mean, because caption is very important. It's not about just dumping photos on articles across multiple projects in the name of amassing quantities, but they need to understand that they should stick to the language they speak. For example, if you are only a speaker of English language, you focus on English Wikipedia. There's no point going to Japanese Wikipedia to dump photo there. That's usually considered destructive. So they need to understand that it should be based on the language versions of Wikipedia they are working on, and that's very important. They also need to keep eye on the project page. There are rules and instructions that have been clearly stated on how to effectively participate in the campaign. These are very important to us, and they need to also respect those rules and follow them. I also use this opportunity to encourage people from other wiki who are probably administrators. If you see anybody that is being disruptive, I think it's just important to warn that person, and if they continue, you can issue a temporary block rather than advocating for the blocking of the entire hashtag, because there are other good faith contributors. We can shut down a campaign simply because a group of people were actually being disruptive. So these are basic things people should understand, and generally it starts on the 1st of July, and of course ends on the 31st of August. And of course the international team members are available to respond to questions and address any issues or concerns that anybody may have during and after the campaign. Thank you. To keep that short. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Isaac, for throwing more light to avoid vandalism, because yes, it makes absolute sense that each and every one of the participants stick to their familiar terrain to avoid maybe getting a ban or having their ID flagged. Thank you so much, Isaac, once again. And yes, we happen to be part of the international team, so whatever you need, you can reach Isaac, you can reach myself. Moving forward, let's see if any of us among the participants have questions.
So there was a question, what should photographer keep in mind when taking an image they intend to upload to Wikimedia Commons? And I think probably any of the participants here, of the guests, can answer this question maybe.
Yes, anybody volunteer? Minette?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, can you volunteer to answer the question, and then the rest can continue? Okay, there is Anas. Anas is volunteering to answer. Anas, can go ahead. Anas, can you hear me? Anas, are you there?
He's muted.
Oh, okay.
I
think
can't
he volunteered to
unmute
go
them.
first.
I can't
Okay.
unmute him.
Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Hello?
you, Sadiq. Anas?
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Can I answer that?
Please go ahead, by all means.
Okay. So for me, I would say the first thing you should consider when uploading photos to Wikimedia Commons is you should be careful of the copyright violation. So make sure the photo is actually coming from you, or you have the permission to actually upload that photo. That is one important thing. And for Wikimedia Commons, it is important that you give it a very good description so that people can easily identify that image for whichever purpose you uploaded it for. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay. Does any other guest speaker have a contribution to make?
Yes, that's
yes.
all.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. There's also I also wanted to add to what Sadiq just said. And there's also, when you're taking a picture, you should also take into consideration like some public buildings. Some buildings are actually protected, so you have to take that into consideration. You're not just taking anything to upload on Wikimedia. You should think about what are the regulations in your countries. Am I allowed to take the picture of this building? Is it a monument, or those sometimes piece of art are protected and they are protected by copyright? So photographers should always take that into account before taking a picture. Brands too, logos, should not just take logos of companies, and pictures that can violate the copyrights, like a book, the cover of a book, And you should always make sure that those everything that's protected with copyright does not go into your pictures. The other thing is about the license, the copyright. Sometimes photographers don't understand that once they upload their pictures on Commons, they're actually giving people the right to use them, to share them, and even to make commercial use of it. So they should always also, when you're taking a picture, understand that when you're uh, when you're uploading it, you are giving the right, you are sharing your right to everybody around the world. Anybody can use it, and it's not like you see your photo on a major newspaper or magazine, and you'll be like, okay, they use my picture, they need to pay me for that. So those are the two things: the panorama laws and the right that you are giving out when uploading your pictures on Wikimedia Commons.
Okay, thank
So
you,
I
Minette.
would like to add from
Okay, go ahead.
perspective that Wikimedia Commons only accepts three licenses. They accept CC BY, which upload your work for free. I mean, which people can use it for commercial purposes, and they will of course attribute that to you.
Okay.
Is Creative Commons share alike attribution, and of course CC0. So these are the three basic licenses that we accept on Wikimedia Commons. Thank you.
Thank you. Anas, I know you have something to say coming from such a user group where you probably meet pictures every day. Anas, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, can you please repeat yourself? I didn't hear the question properly.
Yes, the question was or is, what should photographers keep in mind when taking an image they intend to upload to Wikimedia Commons? So Minette has given her input, so has Sadiq and Isaac. Do you have any more to add to what they have said so far?
Previously, I just wanted to say, Sadiq Shahadu have already said it. I just wanted to
Okay.
say that photographers should keep in mind that copyright violation is very important. That whatsoever they are uploading to Wikimedia Commons, they have to make sure that that particular image that they are uploading to Wikimedia Commons, it is on work. If it is not their own work, if it is not their own work, then they have to make sure that they have a particular reason why they are uploading it to Wikimedia Commons. Or for instance, if it is a photography of a particular person and that person release his image from let's say from his page that everyone can be able to use this image for free, then yes, you can be able to upload that particular file to Wikimedia Commons. By making a clarification that this picture is not on work and this is the so URL, that this so person has make it clear that this image is for free. So it is just about copyright violation, and Sadiq Shahadu have said it well. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your responses. I know the participants can relate to most of the points you just mentioned. I, in particular, can relate to what Minette mentioned about having authorization to snap a particular building or so. I remember one time snapping at Seme border, which is the border between Nigeria and Benin Republic, and they seized everybody's camera. We were on excursion, but we didn't know that ECOWAS had some laws that prevent you from snapping at the land borders per se. So that's very, very relatable. Thank you so much. Let's see if we have any more questions.
So I actually have one, because I think people might disagree on that question. Is that what characteristic do you think make a quality image? What would you consider a good common image? Because there were several reasons why Commons was created in the first place. And I'm not sure people who participate Wiki Loves photo contest always do it for the same reason. So I'd like to know the opinion of the four people here, because all of them are actually photographers or highly related to photography. So what is your opinion on this?
Who would go first?
Okay, it's
let me go
I'm not a
first.
photographer, but I would like to say that quality makes a good photograph. You need to consider the lighting, the angles, and other colorful things around the object you're looking at photographing. So all of this makes a good photography. And basically, because Florence actually mentioned the reason why commons were created in the first place, commons generally does not accept images that are out of scope. They don't want images that are not realistically useful for educational purposes. So these are major concerns we have. Sometimes during some of these campaigns, we still delete some photos even though they are uploaded as part of Wiki Loves Monument or Wiki Loves Earth or whatever. So depending on what they photograph, especially for contexts that actually have different themes, such as Wiki Loves Africa, you can see something and somebody say, who will ever use this photo? I mean, this is not really useful for educational purposes. We still upload that, so that still count, in terms of quality and usability. So majorly in terms of quality, in terms of the photography itself, you look at quality. But generally, Common also have zero tolerance for images that are not really realistically useful for educational purposes. Although we can, I think sometimes we tend to divine, this by the use on Wikipedia articles. But generally, people decide on what they find useful and they use that outside of Wikipedia. We can actually follow that. We don't know, to what extent they use those photos and how educative it is to other reusers. But generally, we still delete some of them if we think they are not realistically useful for educational purposes. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that input. Who is next? Sadiq, could you make it brief? We are actually okay. Okay.
So
Sadiq, after you, then Minette.
Okay, so I think because we are running out of time, I would like to touch on the description part and also how we like give titles to images uploaded for contest. Yeah, like Isaac rightly said, the quality of pictures should be very important. Like it should be paramount in all Wiki Loves projects. At the same time, we should also pay attention to the description and the title that we give to images. We realize that some people like take quality pictures, high quality pictures, but gives the image a very wrong description, which may be very difficult to like find on Wikimedia Commons or use or reuse on other Wikimedia projects. So description and title of the image, aside from the quality or taking the angle, the lightning behind the photo, this is also very important to me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Minette, your input.
Going to talk about the photography part of it, like the lighting, the exposition, everything related to the quality of the picture, whether the framing, is also important to have to keep in mind, and also the usefulness of the picture. I think when Isaac talked about the educational purpose of it is not going, even if you are a great photographer, not going into taking maybe like a picture of an egg or a picture of something that's already very common, that we already have tons of picture of that subject on Wiki Commons. It's also looking at how useful can that image be, and thinking about filling the gap, like, okay, there's no picture on Commons about my neighborhood, about this part of my country, about this village, or about this fruit or object. Let me have a picture of it instead of taking picture like you take a picture of a glass of water, something that the picture might be of very good quality, but is it really useful? Is there a need for more of those type of pictures on Common? So I think that's also something that photographers should keep in mind. How useful can be the picture, or is it bringing something new into the tons and millions of pictures that are already available on Wikimedia Commons?
Thank you, Minette, for that input. Unfortunately, Anas Adam can't actually contribute because his network is coming on and off due to the rain. So thank you all. It's been quite an interesting Q&A session too, and your respective inputs is actually awesome or has been awesome. I believe all the people who tuned in are grateful that they did. moving on to the news session today.
So just in case, there was a question from somebody called Munkalei. While I'm not sure I understood the question, please, if you upload an image and later found that somebody has already worked on it, how would you do? I don't know if any one of you know this person, or if you have a better understanding than me of what he wants.
What did he say? So he said, please, if you have uploaded an image and later found out that somebody has already worked on it, how would you do? What would you do? What should you do?
I think I know this. I know this person from my community.
Okay.
But
okay.
if I understand his question very well, I think he's talking about photos that are already uploaded. Like after uploading the photo, maybe another person also have the same copy of that image. So in that regard, if the photo is not yours, sometimes we go to PhotoWorks and we take photos and we put them together, trying to upload them together during upload sessions. That way, many people like have duplicates of that same image. So the description or the title of the image would differentiate which file or who uploaded the picture. Of course, you cannot have the same file title for one particular image, but once the picture is renamed, you can use the same image, and it is not really advisable. But if you have the same image from different angles, that is really helpful. Yeah.
Okay, so in answering the person's question, it's all about angle. So moving on to the news section, with me today to announce the news is Candy Koliwe. Candy is our admin. She's part of the Wiki in Africa team. She's our admin as long as anything concerning Wiki Loves Women goes. Make welcome, Candy, as we take on the news. On today's news, I would first like you to know that Wikimedia 2021 submission session opens today, the 28th May 2021. If you want to submit a session, such as a talk to the event, this is the time to do it till sometime mid-June. You can reach the organizing team through a link we'll put on the Wiki Africa Hour meta page so that you can just click and then it redirects you to them. Candy?
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, Cecilus. On the news again today, Wikimedia 2021, themed 20 years of Wikipedia, has scheduled to be held from August 13th to 17th of August 2021. Scholarships applications to support your expenses such as childcare or data or local meetups will be announced soon. So keep watching the space and the links will be right on the screen if you're interested. Yes.
Okay, and you can also find the link on our Wiki in Africa or WikiAfrica Hour meta page. And then on today's news again, the Jardins, which is where Minette came to address us from, we're having their next professional photography training webinar on 1st June. It will be in French, in case you are bilingual, maybe you know English, French, or in case you're a polyglot who knows multiple languages, including French. The topic addressed will be réutilisation et intégration des photos sur Wikipedia. That's reusage and integration of photos on Wikipedia. So maybe we would see if we can work out a means to make it as accessible as possible to everybody who would like to get the recording of the webinar. And then the link will be posted on our WikiAfrica, our meta page.
Thank you. And then next on is the call to join new Middle East and Africa Regional Grant Committee is ongoing. Please submit your applications on or before the 4th of June, 2021. Yes. And the link is still on our meta page, yes.
Then like I said, when Anas Adam was saying they are not currently engaged, the first review of the Wiki Loves Africa 2021 entries will take place from 1st June to 7th June 2021. The initial review team still needs help in terms of getting volunteers to help with the review. So if you are interested, please sign up before 31st May so that you can join the team. We would share the link on the WikiAfrica our meta page so that you can just click and then sign up. I think everybody here can hint their team. Everybody here is coming from a photography-related project.
Right, and then next on, the Universal Code of Conduct Facilitation team will be hosting a roundtable discussion on the 29th of May, 2021. Then the time will be 1500 UTC time to 1600 1630 actually, UTC, for Wikimedians to talk about how to enforce the Universal Code of Conduct. The link, you'll still find it on our WikiAfrica, our meta page, yes.
And the call for the first round of 2030 Movement Strategy Implementation Grant is still open. Be sure to apply on or before June 15th, 2021, so that you will be considered for possible approval. We'll put the link on the WikiAfrica our meta page too for you to access.
Finally, the Hausa Wikipedia Annual Contest 2021 is scheduled to be held from the 1st of June to 15th June. Share Hausa with the world. The link is also on our meta page and also running through our screen right now. Thank you, everyone.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you once again for making it. Thank you to our special guest speakers. And thank you, Candy, for helping me out in this section. This episode 2. And Minette, Isaac, Anas, and Sadiq, it's been awesome having you guys. I'm sure the attendees have learned a lot from your input. Aside the Jardins webinar on photography that is coming on, we will be taking a deeper dive as regards conversation about photography that would focus on how a photographer can promote his or her involvement on the Wikimedia Commons platform, how to ensure your photo is recognized as quality, valued, and featured, and what one can do when his or her photo is facing a deletion issue. There is no date yet for this webinar, but as soon as a date is announced, you would actually be contacted. And myself, Ceslos, and Candy Koliwe, and the entire WikiAfrica Hour team and Wiki in Africa team will bid you a farewell until next time. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you.
This episode of WikiAfrica Hour was hosted by Ceslas Obanaya. Let us know what topics you want to discuss and join us next month on the same channels. Subscribe to the Wiki in Africa YouTube channel.